Today, we are joined by one of our new SJSU Online economics students, Chelsea Franey, who's going to discuss how and why she's enrolling to achieve her lifelong goals. Thanks for chatting with me today, Chelsea.
Hello. Yes.
Well, it's great to finally get a chance to speak with you, like face to face. I guess this is what face to face looks like, in the virtual world. But really, just happy to learn a little bit more about you and your journey. So, with that, before we get into diving into some of your experiences that you've had so far in the program, I was wondering if you could help our viewers learn a little bit more about you and your journey and how you got to where you are today, and if you could share why you applied to SJSU Online to begin with, and how is our economics program help enabling you to make progress towards your hopes, dreams, and goals that you have.
The reason I applied for SJSU Online is because I can only do online. I work virtually. I live in the mountains. I have children. So my goals, my dreams have always been to go to school to finish my degree. I was a business owner for 12 years, and when the pandemic hit, it changed everything for me, and to where it really inspired me to go back to school. I started back at my local community college and doing all online classes. I did 52 units over the last year and a few months since fall of 2021. And so I just went in, I was doing 15 units, I was doing 17 units. I was just like, I'm ready and just ready to go. I changed my career path and realized, oh, I might need to go back and finish my degree for some of these things I want to do, but also I wanted to find something I was interested in and something that I was really inspired and wanting to learn, which was economics. And I'm so glad that I found this program. It has been the best experience from the very beginning when I first showed interest in the program. And one of the academic advisors or the admission advisors reached out to me, and she was just amazing. She kept in contact with me like every day, it seemed like every week, every step of the way. She was there and making sure that everything was on track, everything was up to date. I was taking care of each step, and that really just was a great start to the relationship with SJSU. So yeah, this is going to help with my goal with the company I'm currently in, and the opportunities that finishing my degree is going to give me in excelling and expanding and growing in my career and getting into something I am just super interested in.
Just wanted to say thanks so much for taking the time just to share so much about your background, your passions, like all the priorities you have. Obviously, you're really trying to take care of a lot in terms of taking care of your family. You have your career, so obviously, the idea of like you can't just like pick up and relocate your entire life. So thinking about how you can continue to do those things while also pursuing this goal that you have of completing your degree and using that to advance your career is just really admirable. And I really appreciate you just giving a special shout out to our enrollment counseling team. That's one of the things that we really thought about and wanted to be intentional about when we were creating SJSU Online, is making sure that for those who are planning to complete their degrees online, we want to make sure that they feel supported throughout those different stages of the process. Because like you said, it can be, challenging. It can be daunting, especially if someone has been away from school or higher education for a while. So we want to make sure that we're really just taking care of people along the way. So next, I was wondering if you can talk a little bit. I know you're a new student and you've only been in the program now it's been a whole month or so. But I was wondering if you can share a little bit of insights around like what it's like to be a student in the economics program. Like what have some of the learning experiences been like so far? And maybe if you could share just a couple of highlights from some of your courses or some of your assignments or interactions that you've had with faculty or classmates or whatnot.
Yeah, first I'm gonna start. Okay, so we had that orientation in the very beginning, and that was so nice. I even like afterwards, I was like, "Oh, I feel like a real like college student, like I feel like I'm there. I felt so included. The whole getting to know the whole all the professors and everyone involved in the program, and having everyone there, and just like our own little pep rally. It was nice to get to know everyone, and to feel like, yeah, like a student, like a real college student, even though I'm virtual. Like I'm um
5-6 hours away from San Jose. So, and that I can do this is just amazing. So that was great. The introduction, the orientation, just felt so welcoming. And so with just starting, and yes, only being a few weeks in, I've had the one professor, and my goodness, she's amazing, and everything is set up so nicely. So, you have your week to week, and you're able to prioritize your assignments and have everything. I love having everything listed for me in Canvas. So if I need to go back, I know exactly where it is. The materials that have been provided have been wonderful. And then even seeing the lectures, I'm someone, sometimes I need to hear things more than once. So in a lecture, in a classroom, you can't rewind the professor, like, oh, I just missed that. But okay, well, maybe I'll read a book, and I'll hear what they said, or maybe I'll come across it. But with the online lectures, you can just go through and you can rewind it and refresh yourself. Or if you know that there was a certain point in the video, make a note, be like, okay, I need to go back and I need to look at this or rewatch this, or just being able to have it right there, copy and paste, my notes, and then print it out, and just having everything at my fingertips is really, really nice. So yeah, as far as all that goes, it's one class in, but I can't believe how fast it's gone. The way that the classes are sectioned out. Like I said, okay, so in the community college, one of the semesters I did 17 units, but that's 17 units. That's all together. So it's like 6 classes all at once in one semester, and trying to keep track of every single one. Yes, it was overwhelming. I did it. I made it through, and it was great. But that this is sectioned off, and so we have the spring A, spring B, and so it's not everything all at once. It's like, yes, I like the condensed classes, like into that amount of time, and then being able to, get that. It feels like it's going fast, and I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much. I know you're fairly new to the program, and you've been taking classes for just a few weeks here. But I appreciate you sharing some of your initial experiences and reflections that you've had so far. I think that's just really helpful to shine a spotlight on those. As some people are thinking about whether or not to complete their degree online, they probably have a lot of perceptions or maybe assumptions about what that experience could be like. Right? It might feel very distant. Or maybe it might be difficult to access course materials or things like that. But I like how you highlighted actually how it's been kind of the opposite of that. You've had a chance to really connect with classmates, with faculty, with staff. You've been able to access resources fairly easily. Everything feels very organized. You have opportunities to rewatch or go back through material if you need to. So all those things that, we were really trying to be mindful of and thinking about how can we set this up so that students who are enrolling in these programs can be successful as they're going through. And then you even mentioned the academic calendar and the structure that we have with having more sessions throughout the year, 5 8-week terms, as opposed to kind of the traditional like 2 semesters. So it is a little bit more condensed in terms of the learning, but you're focusing on 1 or 2 classes at a time, and you're able to complete the program in basically at the same time frame within a couple of years. So again, we wanted to think about that as well. So taking kind of all of the different best practices that are out there and putting them together into one program, so that we ideally have a very high success rate of people who are enrolling, persisting, and graduating from these programs so they can get their degree and move forward. So I guess with all that takes us to our last question. I know you touched upon this a little bit in your introduction, and I know you've just gotten started, but flash forward a couple of years from now, you'll be at the end of your program. And so I was wondering if you can talk a little bit about some of the things that you hope to experience while you're in the program, and what you ideally would like to do with the degree after you graduate from this program.
Yeah, so the most exciting thing is, again, economics is something that's always watching markets, like it's just something I already was doing. So learning more about the subject that I'm interested in, I'm really excited about that. So getting out of it all of the extra information that I need and want, and being able to piece everything together. It's reflecting in my job as well, because I am so ambitious to get done and to further myself. It is showing in other aspects of my life. And so yeah, I'm just accomplishing my goal, my dream from the very beginning. I've had an interesting life, and I've had a lot of challenges that I have come through very well. And school's one of those things that I had to put off for a while. And now I have the opportunity to finish, and the opportunity to complete my dream of having my degree. And honestly, when I started going back to school, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to go back. I knew I wanted to do something with credits I had sitting just in a computer system somewhere, and I wanted to have something to show for it. So I'm going to accomplish just something for myself that I really, really wanted. And coming in now with a goal and with knowing what I want, opposed to like when I just started and people were like, "Oh, okay, well, what are you going back to school for?" I'm like, I don't know, just because I think I need to. And now that I've found my focus and my major, and just what I am just excited to accomplish something that I've always wanted to accomplish, and then just be able to provide for my family like I want to.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chelsea. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me. And, I think as you were talking, I was hearing a lot of kind of common themes that you're referring to, really how this opportunity is kind of combining or aligning things that you're really passionate about, obviously needs that you have in terms of like where you're at in life, but also just your overall like ambition, determination, your optimism, and how you're really taking a lot of these things. You alluded to some of the challenges that you've had over the years, but you've really also looked at a lot of these things. And I think you've looked at how you can turn them into a learning moment, or how you can take those experiences and then continue to move forward to work towards your goals that you have. And that's what's brought you here to SJSU Online and to making progress towards completing your degree. So I'm super excited for you to be a part of this cohort and a part of our program, and can't wait to see everything that you accomplish while you're in the program. Want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, and thank our viewers for watching. As always, if you all have questions, feel free to add them in our chat. You can reach out to us at sjsu.edu/online or get in contact with our enrollment counselors for further support.